semi-trucks tipping over on the freeway, a casino ceiling collapsing, and accidents all over the valley. We have the details on the strongest windstorms to hit Vegas in 5 years.
And we learn about the role UNLV plays in archiving our state's history in an interview with the head of the UNLV Special Collections.
All this and of course much more only on Studio G. Welcome and thank you for tuning in to Studio G. It is Friday, March 31st. I'm Giselle De Los Reyes.
And I'm Albania Guido.
Crews worked all night to clean the widespread damage caused by the winds. There was a big mess to clean up. With 60-mile-per-hour winds throughout the city, there were not many places that were safe from damage. Just to take a look at some of the damage across the valley yesterday, here are photos from Facebook. Over 60 trees were uprooted all across the valley, many of them falling on homes. There were a few injuries reported. Crews worked all night to clean up the damage, but there is still work to be done. Signs smashed through cars. Thankfully, that person is okay. And a total 4 semi-trucks tipped over throughout the city. One driver did have an injury to his elbow, but he is okay now. Power lines fell on like dominoes on the strip, and there were even multiple reports of runaway trampolines. But the damage did not stop there. Many casinos received damages like the Palms, where the strong gusts shattered windows and broke a tarp. A piece of the ceiling fell at the MGM resorts and actually did end up injuring someone. Crews are still working to clean up the damage from yesterday's storm.
In 2011, Project 150 set out to serve homeless high school students here in the Las Vegas Valley. Studio G reporter Ashley Renan has the story.
Project 150 is a nonprofit organization dedicated to serving the homeless youth here in the Las Vegas Valley. I caught up with Stacy Chapter, who told me all about Project 150.
So Project 150 is an organization, nonprofit. It started in 2011. There was a couple of businessmen, Don Pardue and Patrick Sparger. As they started investigating, they found out that there was about 150 students without resources. So that's where the Project 150 started.
According to Project 150, there are over 11,000 homeless students in the Las Vegas Valley, and 2,500 of those are in high school.
Either their families have just lost their situation, or they're couch surfing, or they're head of household. There's so many stories every day.
Chapter says creating a supportive environment where teens could come and pick up what they needed was essential to ensuring they keep on track to graduating from high school.
The teens want to be invisible. They don't want to have to ask for help. We had a counselor come in and shop for a student that was wearing 3 pairs of shorts because he had no pants, and he was living off a bag of potato chips a day. Our food pantry, we store the single-serve food items, cup of soups, oatmeal, the little chicken and crackers, the little tuna and crackers, and granola bars. These are the staples of what we supply to the students and to the schools, to the resource rooms. From those items, we also make the individual weekend meal bags for the students, which is 2 lunches, 2 dinners, and 2 breakfasts.
And now, with prom night right around the corner, Project 150 has been receiving all kinds of donations.
Most of the school's proms will be starting next month and running for the next couple of months. We've had donations of jewelry and dresses and tuxedos and suits and shoes and just everything to make them feel special on their prom night.
Reporting for Studio G, I'm Ashley Renan.
To learn more about Project 150, visit their website at project150.org.
Las Vegas has become the place where up-and-coming artists perform. From Britney Spears to Jennifer Lopez and many A-list celebrities come to the City of Lights, where 46.2 million people visit yearly. The artist that performed the past weekend was Maluma, a top Latin artist that is making his way through his fans' heart.
The famous Latin singer Maluma performed in Las Vegas this past Saturday night inside the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. Fans were excited to see him perform, and he even made one of his fans very happy when he brought her up on stage and serenaded her with his love song. Maluma was born in Medellin, Colombia. His given name is Juan Luis Lodoño Arias, but goes by Maluma, which is an abbreviation of his family's name. He is an urban pop musician who is known for a pitch-perfect voice with a streetwise yet romantic delivery kick. He has been honored with an MTV Millennial Award as well as a Latin Grammy nomination for Best New Artist. The 23-year-old singer collaborated with Shakira, which was a clear recipe for a steamy hot video, and in less than a month of the release, it generated over 100 million views. Could it be the Colombian accent, the tattoos, or just the pretty boy look? Or could it be the combination of both that is driving all of his fans crazy? Maluma wants to continue to break records in the music industry and is excited to see what is next in his career.
Maluma has collaborated with top artists in this past year. Just to name a few, Thalia, Wisin, Ricky Martin, and Shakira.
The O'Reilly Factor host Bill O'Reilly is receiving backlash for some controversial statements he made Tuesday morning on Fox and Friends. While watching Congresswoman Maxine Waters deliver a speech, he made these comments about her appearance.
For America, we're saying to those who say they're patriotic, but they turned a blind eye to the destruction that he's about to cause this country. You're not nearly as patriotic as we are.
So what does that mean, Bill? We've been listening all morning. We cannot.
I didn't hear a word she said. I was looking at the James Brown wig.
If we have a picture of James, it's the same.
It's the same one,
right?
No,
and he's not using it anymore.
I gotta defend her on that.
You're all wrong about this.
I have to defend her on that. You can't go after a woman's looks. I think she's very attractive.
But I didn't say she wasn't attractive. I love James Brown.
Hashtag Black Women at Work began trending on Twitter after Waters issued a response on MSNBC. Congressman Steny Hoyer and Hillary Clinton also commented, calling O'Reilly's statements sexist.
Let me just say this. I'm a strong black woman, and I cannot be intimidated. I cannot be undermined. I cannot be thought to be a friend of Bill O'Reilly or anybody. And I'd like to say to women out there everywhere, don't allow these right-wing talking heads, these dishonorable people to intimidate you or scare you. Be who you are, do what you do, and let us get on with discussing the real issues of this country.
He thought he was going to either intimidate or back down Maxine Waters. He apparently doesn't know Maxine Waters. She's one of our toughest, most focused members, and she's a very experienced lady and a very able lady. She's not going to be backed down by Bill O'Reilly or by anybody else.
Everyday sexism and structural barriers were once blatant. Today, they're sometimes harder to spot, but make no mistake, they're still with us. One of your own California congresswomen, Maxine Waters, was taunted with a racist joke about her hair.
O'Reilly has since apologized, saying that he respects Waters and that his remarks about her hair were dumb.
The NCAA tournament has reached its final 4 teams. They will compete this weekend for a shot at the national championship on Monday in Phoenix. Yuri Andreashuk has the story.
The NCAA Final Four is set. The North Carolina Tar Heels will take on the Oregon Ducks, and the South Carolina Gamecocks will face the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Each matchup clinches a berth in the NCAA National Championship game. North Carolina got here due to a stellar finish against Kentucky after making a basket with 0.5 seconds left. Gonzaga is coming off of a blowout win against Xavier. South Carolina is in the Final Four after a hard-fought win against Florida. Oregon reached the Final Four after a big 14-point win over the number 1 seeded Kansas Jayhawks. South Carolina's Cinderella run is to be appreciated, but it'll be tough to upset Gonzaga, who only lost 1 game all season long. If the Gamecocks continue to be aggressive and knock down shots from the perimeter, they have a chance to continue to shock the world. UNLV students gave their national title game predictions.
I'm probably going to have to go ahead and give my nod maybe to North Carolina, just because they have a historic franchise in winning. They really well coached. They have some of the best players in the country. a lot of NBA prospects.
If North Carolina continues to receive stellar play from Justin Jackson and Joel Berry, they should be in the national title game for the second straight year. Berry is currently dealing with an ankle injury sustained in their previous game against Kentucky and is being monitored as day-to-day. There's a chance for an all-West Coast title game with Gonzaga versus Oregon, or the Battle of the Carolinas with South Carolina versus North Carolina. Regardless of the matchup, it will be an exciting national championship game in Phoenix. For Studio G, I'm Miriam Dryshuk.
It will be interesting to see who comes out on top in college basketball.
Stay tuned, and when we come back, we will have your weather forecast for the week.
And we're going to have your Rebel Roundup, so stick around. We'll be back soon.
This is a nutrition center. Anyone from the Las Vegas community is welcome. We can get more people into the nutrition center, get them more educated, then they can learn what ways to prevent chronic diseases and to become healthier individuals. All classes are held in BHS building, Bigelow Health Sciences, room 212, and the times vary, but you could always check them at the UNLV calendar or UNLV Today, and all the classes, times, and descriptions are available there.
I think we're feeling like excited about the prospects. We know we're going to drop a lot of time, hopefully break a few records, and I think that the team is ready to go.
I'm pretty excited. We've done very well as a team this year, and I think coming into taper, I think we're going to do really well these next few weeks.
Thanks for sticking with us. Welcome back to Studio G.
Now saddle up because it's time for your Rebel Roundup. Graduation is supposed to be one of the best accomplishments of a student's life. However, for some students who are experiencing financial hardship, the cost of graduating can be a huge burden on their shoulders, especially when it comes to purchasing a cap and gown. If you or someone you know is graduating and need help getting what you need, the UNLV Cap and Gown Lending Program is here to help. Apply online from April 10th to the 25th. Applications are reviewed on a first-come, first-served basis and are subject to gown availability.
Spend a nice Sunday relaxing and cooking at the Yoga and Cooking event at the UNLV Community Garden. There will be free yoga and live music at 9 a.m. at the Community Garden. There is also an opportunity to participate in a cooking demonstration with coconut oil for $20.
Join the Healthy Rebels on Tuesday, April 4th for an alumni walk to honor National Public Health Week between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Learn more about food systems, ecological sustainability, agriculture, and production. If you love food and freebies, you won't want to miss this. The walk passes in front of the Lead Library, the Carol C. Charter Classroom Building, and the Student Services Complex.
In just 1 week, UNLV police reported 10 cases of theft from March 23rd to March 27th. Some of the items stolen included a bike, a hard drive, and a golf cart. A lot of the thefts may be connected to the recent monster truck event at Sam Boyd Stadium. Make sure to keep your belongings with you at all times and be aware of your surroundings. That's it for your Rebel Roundup. Now let's see how our weather is going to be looking today. What do you have for us, Denise?
Thank you, ladies. I'm Denise Hernandez with your weather segment for today. Today, it seems like we'll be at 54 degrees, and we're currently overcast right now, so if you feel any light showers on your way to class or on your car, don't worry about it. Our high will be 70, and our low will be 55. Now, let's take a look at our picture for today. This comes from KSL in Salt Lake City. Looks like they're having similar weather to us. Possibly some showers up in Salt Lake City, but if you enjoy snowboarding in Bryan Head, there should be fresh powder ready for you. Now, our 5-day forecast looks like it'll be relatively sunny for the rest of the week. We'll see lots of sunshine starting tomorrow. 79 will be your high tomorrow as well as Wednesday. Your lows will be around the 50s, so if you plan on going out, make sure you bring a jacket. Now, let's take a look at our temperatures around the valley. 69 in Centennial, Green Valley with our highest at 71, Henderson and Nellis and North Las Vegas in the low 50s. This morning at UNLV, 55, mostly cloudy, wind speeds at 26 miles per hour, nothing compared to the 75 mile per hour gusts we were experiencing yesterday's. As for tonight, if you plan on going to the UNLV Sake Fever, it'll be 55 degrees, mostly clear, still a little windy at 15 miles per hour, so make sure you hold on to your hats and your alcohol. Now, our weather forecast for today, or our national forecast for today, in the Four Corners, we're going to be experiencing some rain, snow, ice, just a mixture of what should be winter weather. But spring skiers, you'll get some fresh powder. Up in the East Coast, we're experiencing similar weather, but if you live in the Midwest, you'll be all clear, just a little chilly. That's all I have for your weather forecast for today. Stay tuned, and when we come back, we meet someone from the UNLV Special Collections who will tell us what she does to document our state's history. Stick around, and we'll be right back.
Las Vegas community is welcome. We can get more people into the nutrition center, get them more educated. Then they can learn what ways to prevent chronic diseases and to become healthier individuals. All classes are held in BHS building, Bigelow Health Sciences, room 212, and the times vary, but you could always check them at the UNLV calendar or UNLV Today, and all the classes, times, and descriptions are available there.
It's your girl, Scribe Cash.
My name's Fabian Stefan, Perpetual Player One.
And I'm your host, Brandy the Prince Madison.
My name is Haley Rogers.
From the Miles Low Midweek Show.
Your Scribe Cash radio show.
You can listen to Pixel Jam.
Press start to play. And this is the Takeover.
Rock on Rebel.
On KUNV HD2.
From the RebelHD2.com.
Well, hi there, and thanks for staying with us. I'm James Schaefer, and today we're covering Special Collections. The UNLV Library Special Collections plays a major role in preserving our state's history. Here to tell us more about the very special part of our university is the head of Special Collections, Sue Kim Chung. Welcome to our show, Sue Kim.
Thank you. And let me just correct you there. I'm the head of Public Services.
Public Services. We'll make sure we get it all right here, right?
Yeah.
So I want to ask you first, go ahead and give our students and faculty that might not be familiar with the library what is it once more? The library?
UNLV Library Special Collections.
The UNLV Library Special Collections. For faculty and students that aren't well aware with it, can you give us a little summary, a little synopsis?
Sure. We're part of the UNLV Libraries that collects and documents the history of Las Vegas, Southern Nevada, the history of gaming, and of course the history of UNLV. So we were founded in 1967, so we're actually celebrating our 50th anniversary this year, and we collect books, we collect photographs, we have a historical photograph collection, probably numbering over 100,000 images, historical maps of the region, we collect historical legacy and current periodicals on the region and on gaming, and we also, probably our star collections, our most unique collections are our manuscript and archival collections, which are collections of historical papers on individuals and records of organizations and businesses that have made Las Vegas what it is today. For example, we have collections about the Young Electric Sign Company, the Union Pacific Railroad. We have collections detailing the history of many of our hotels that are no longer with us, the Sands, the Dunes, the Thunderbird, the Frontier, and many others.
So if I'm a freshman or sophomore and I'm not all that familiar with what this is, other than what you've just explained, what is the actual importance? What is the importance of having this collection at Lee Library?
Well, we were the first central repository for historical documents in the Southern Nevada region, and so a lot of things, a lot of the history that's been written about Las Vegas and Southern Nevada wouldn't have been able to be written without the historical records that we've collected over the years. Photographs, documentaries, things like that. I mean, of course, our central users are, of course, the undergraduates of UNLV. They're our highest user population, but books and journal articles, newspapers, many cultural heritage institutions around the city, such as the Mob Museum, the Neon Museum, and the Springs Preserve, use our historical materials. Either they replicate them in displays, or they've used our collections to research the history of Las Vegas. So we are the place where people come to research the history of our region.
And we were able to see a couple quick pictures right there, and we were able to see a couple of the wonderful things that you have in the collection. So let me then ask you, other than what you just explained, it sounds like a one-stop shop for Nevada history. I mean, isn't that the case, would you say?
And I forgot to mention one thing that's also very important. We have a very significant and rich oral history collection with probably over 5,000 individual oral histories of individuals that have contributed in some way or form, shape or form to the history of Las Vegas. We have interviews with people in the gaming industry, people, entertainers, former showgirls. We have former musicians that played on the Strip, people that worked in the medical profession, lawyers, and just ordinary citizens that experienced life and maybe lived here for 50 or 60 years and could tell people a lot about the individual history and the changes that took place over the years.
Let's get into that. We were discussing this prior to recording about one of the stories that you might have about some people that have come in for looking at history. Can you open up a little bit about that?
So we have fantastic collections on entertainment history, because entertainment, of course, is one of our big major industries in Las Vegas. You know, we are known as the entertainment capital of the world. We have the collections of show producers, individual entertainers and performers, and some of these collections include Don Arden, who produced Jubilee, which was the many other shows, Lido de Paris, Jubilee, Hallelujah Hollywood. But for those of us who are probably most aware, Jubilee closed last year, was the last big production show on the Strip. With feathers and showgirls. But we have photographs of showgirls going back into the 50s and some into the 40s, and so we're really fortunate that we actually have performers that can former performers that can come in and they can actually identify their photos and can tell you a little bit, give you more context about something, and then sometimes that leads into us doing an oral history interview, and you really get a behind-the-scenes look. We get lots of interesting anecdotes about people like Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., from a lot of these oral histories from former people that performed on the Strip. And you were saying you were having impersonators come in to try to master their
Yes,
we've
craft,
had,
right?
in the past, we've actually had a Dean Martin impersonator come in, and before we had a lot of our collections online, he came in to kind of like look at some of the mannerisms and some of the way he dressed, and I think last week I just fielded a call from a Liberace tribute artist wanting to know about any information we had or any collections we had on Liberace, because he was in town and was curious.
Well, you tell me, so if I were to go up in Special Collections, I might bump into a Dean Martin impersonator, an Elvis impersonator, a Liberace impersonator?
You might very well.
Well, who's next? Mayor Goodman, senior impersonator? Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Or we have just a lot of people that want to get that background research for their books come in, and a lot of significant scholarship has come out of Special Collections, and we also have an Eatington Fellows program that probably a lot of people on campus are not aware of. The Eatington Fellows program is run out of our Center for Gaming Research and Special Collections, and we have been doing it for 10 years. We get scholars from all over the world that come to study at our collections, write about gaming in Las Vegas.
Well, I think you just wrapped it all up right there, and if I can say one thing, I think you're bringing history to life, which is a wonderful thing that I'm so glad you're able to do, and especially do for the university.
And please check out our digital collections and our website and our social media. We'd love to learn more about it.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Sue Kim. Unfortunately, that is our time we will have for our show. I really want to thank Sue Kim for taking the time to be on the show with us for such an important part of our college. Next, we'll learn how to get hair ready for spring break and try out a new type of ice cream. Stay tuned. You're watching Studio G.
This is a nutrition center. Anyone from the Las Vegas community is welcome. We can get more people into the nutrition center, get them more educated, then they can learn what ways to prevent chronic diseases and to become healthier individuals. All classes are held in BHS building, Bigelow Health Sciences, room 212, and the times vary, but you could always check them at the UNLV calendar or UNLV Today, and all the classes, times, and descriptions are available there.
I think we're feeling like excited about the prospects. We know we're going to drop a lot of time, hopefully break a few records, and I think that the team is ready to go.
I'm pretty excited. We've done very well as a team this year, and I think coming into Taper, I think we're going to do really well these next few weeks.
In a few weeks, it'll start warming up and it'll be time to bring out the sunscreen. But what are you doing to protect your hair? Taimi has some tips for us to keep our hair healthy.
I visited GA Salon to learn what steps we can take to maintain a healthy hair.
And you know, the summer is coming up, and I have heard that the heat could be really bad for your hair. And I mean, we're talking here in Vegas, we're talking like 3 digits temperatures that we get. What can we do to maintain like a healthy hair at home?
So what's important is that you make sure that you maintain your hair not only at the salon, but you go ahead and take products home so you can maintain it at home as well. We have pigmented shampoos, conditioners, and leave-in masks, and that's going to be vital into keeping your hair from being dry and brittle for the summer in Las Vegas heat and the hard water.
Try to don't wash your hair that often, no more than 3 times a week, so that way you can keep your hair hydrated from the sun and this weather. It's really, really important that you use a leave-in conditioner and some vitamins when you wash your hair. You go in the pool, try to protect your hair before you get in the chlorine or after you get out of the pool. So that's really important. So use the leave-in conditioner. You can just creating some of them at home, but so Loquai and any other brands right here in Vegas, they already have the vitamins that your hair needs. So just call us or just come for a consultation.
Keratin is a vitamin, and it adds proteins back into your hair to like keep it soft, shiny, and smooth.
Keratin is something really big, like you said. A lot of people been doing it. How does it exactly help?
It's a reconstructor, so, and as long as you maintain it, it can keep your hair straight, shiny, and long for up to 3 months, as long as you maintain it, like I said, at home as well as at the salon.
Remember, don't use any shampoos or any products with sulfate, so try to get everything sulfate free, and then basically just make your hair shiny.
For Studio G, Taimi Soto.
Try to limit the use of heat on your hair and use sulfate-free products to prevent damage and keep your hair healthy.
I definitely needed those tips, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. Especially after straightening hair all the time.
I understand. I dye my hair all the time, so I need to keep my hair healthy. So
Me too.
It's good to know.
Yeah. That's all for our show today. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you again next week here at Studio G.